Hey guys and girls, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode of the most amazing Thaumcraft with myself, Lewis. I've been brilliant. Have yourself a great day as always. In the last episode, we did loads of golem stuff. We met Frankie. I showed you the new infusion area. We set the infusion area up ready for some infusion. And today we're going to go ahead and we're going to get ourselves infusing. Well, we're going to get ourselves ready to infuse because we're going to need a good setup so that we can make sure that we have all the different types of Essentias that we're going to need to make all of the stuff that's going to require the different types up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a few bits to start with. Now I've gone and I've filled up all of my wands, so we're good to go there. Oh, I was just making some more bread while I was here. Let's grab some of you, thank you very much, and we'll pop you in there. Yeah, so I've done some more research. I've got some of the stuff ready for making our distillation and alembic so that we can start getting our liquid essentia. And I also did a bit more work with golems. I unlocked the stuff for advanced golems, although it's a bit iffy because it has got a bit of warp on it. And I unlocked the travelling trunk and some more of these, especially the alchemy, because we're going to be using alchemy golems. I like the idea of using golems for a lot of stuff, I think. Normally I have like a big network of tubes and things, but this time I think I'd like to go with golems. But we're going to need tubes to start with anyway. So let's have a look, you see. So we're going to need to grab ourselves, firstly, some of this stuff. So we're going to need an alchemical furnace. So we need a load of arcane stone bricks, a furnace, and a crucible. So let's grab a load of you. There we go. So that gives us our cauldron. Turn you into that. And you can come with me. Thank you very much. And we're going to need some arcane stone bricks from here. Brilliant. And what was the other bit we needed? We need a furnace. Everyday, regular furnace. There we go. Alright, so let's throw this together. So something like this with these, possibly. Actually, I think it was that. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to use the rubbish one for the time being. So that gives me my alchemical furnace so that we can cook up our stuff into liquid essentia. Now we're going to need to get ourselves a alembic, but before we do that we're going to need ourselves a vis filler. So we're going to need some silverwood planks and 2 bits of gold. Now you may realise that the recipes for these is a lot cheaper than it used to be. And it is, like, for some reason all of this stuff has become tons cheaper. It used to be quite expensive. So let's get some gold. Alrighty then. And I'm pretty much only going to make one of these, I think, because I can do it all through one anyway. I want to save it for the until we got the golem to make it all fancy. So that gives us our vis fillers. And now we're going to need our actual alembic to go on top. So we need to use our vis filter, some gold, some iron, and a bucket. Let's see if we've got a spare bucket lying around. I don't think so. That's alright, we'll grab some. Let's make a bucket. No, wait, I'm messing up here. I got cauldron on the mind. Alright, there is that. And I think I saw some gold somewhere along the line. Alright, so let's check out this recipe again. Make sure I got it right. So it's just like that. Okay. So we had gold. We had you. We had a bucket. And iron. And arcane alembic. Brilliant. Like I said, I'm probably only going to use one for the time being. Now, we are also going to need a tube. An Essentia tube. So we're going to need some quicksilver drops, some glass, some iron, and some bits like that. And I think quicksilver comes from cinnabar if we give it a good old cooking. So let's have a cook. Oh, you know, we might as well do all of it while we're at it. So we'll throw all of you in there. And we'll let it have a cook. And this will give us one of our tubes. And I'm hoping to get away with using as little tubage as possible, because I don't really want to be using tons of tubes. So that into quicksilver drops, and then we needed some glass, 2 iron, and a golden nugget. Okay, we'll grab a golden nugget and some glass. I can cook a bit of glass up quickly. Have I already got some glass cooking? I don't think I have. No, very strange. Alright, we'll grab you. Get that doing its thing. And, yeah, actually, should we put some music on? No. Yeah. put some music on. Cool, cool. Alright, and we needed 2 bits of glass for that, didn't we? Oh no, we only need 1. Brilliant. Okay. So let's grab you. And it was glass with our gold. No, quicksilver drop. I'm really bad at remembering recipes, if you haven't already noticed. And some gold or iron. 2 iron and a golden thing. Alright, I got this. 2 iron and a gold nugget. Gives us our Essentia tubes. Brilliant. Okay. And we're also going to need... I'm surprised if I must have more glass around it. Have I got... Ah-ha-ha! There we go. I knew I had some glass around it somewhere. Now we're going to need some wood jars. So the glass with a slab. Okay. So let's get ourselves some of you. And I'm going to make a few of these, actually. And we're going to want some slabs. Do I have slabbage? I have slabbage. Brilliant. Alright. So that. And take some of you. Thank you muchly. Okay, right. So the first thing we're going to want to make... Because I need to make myself a Alchemy Golem. That's kind of the first thing I want, because these require this. Now, an Alchemy Golem requires, firstly, a Golem animation core, which is fine, but we also need a lot of this. So we need 15 Aqua, 15 Moas, and 15 Placante Dio. So let's look first at the Aqua and decide what we need. We need 15 Aqua. So let's have a look in here. And the best thing, probably, would be the water bottle, I think. Or the sugarcane. I wonder how much the sugarcane gives us. That's 1. It's not all that bad, is it? Although the glass bottles of water could be kind of good. We have got loads of sugarcane, though, so maybe it's worth just doing a buttload of sugarcane and then having the spares. Yeah, it's probably going to be a good shout. Alright, so we need 15 sugarcane so that we can do that. So we can get our water. And then we're going to need 15 motus. So let's have a look at our motus and decide what we need there. Motus. Well, that's probably going to be trapdoors. Off the bat, that's probably going to be trapdoors. Let's see if we got any spares. I don't think we have. That's fine. We can put this back. Let me grab some oak wood. And we'll change you up. And change these into trapdoors. Now I've got to remember the recipe for trapdoors. Which is that. Okay. So how much is each trapdoor worth? Each trapdoor is worth 1. So we're going to need a load of trapdoors. We're going to need a ton of trapdoors, actually, aren't we? We're going to need 15 trapdoors to be able to do this. It's insane. But at least we'll get a load of additional aspect from it, which is the main thing. So I'll grab you. So 16. That'll do the trick. Cool, cool. So that's our motor sorted. And the last but not least is our Placante Dio. Now, I generally end up doing this. I believe I normally use mossy stone because that's a good one to use. But we'll have a little look to see what we have inside here. So, Placante Dio, there it is. Well, we can use silverwood, that's a good one. Or mossy cobble. We need 15. So let's have a look at how much silverwood we have before I do this. I think I used, because my mossy cobble gives us Terra, Herba, and that. And then this just gives us Ordo, Arbor in that. I might actually do this, because I've already got Herba coming from one of them, haven't I? So if we take 15 of you, that should do the trick there. And let's grab some coal, so we can burn all this stuff up. Great. Alright, I'm going to have a sleep, and we'll make our way to the alchemy area. Alright, so we are here at our infusion area. Now, I dug this out a little bit more, and I set up a little area up here to take us upstairs. I've got so much more that I want to do with this at the minute. You can see that I haven't rounded the edges off because I'm planning on digging much farther back. There's a load that I want to do here, but I thought we kind of need to start setting up in it before we do this. I also made some more tallow and got some more candles around just to make it feel a little bit better. Plus, it adds the, like the relics, the things that we need to turn down the amount of bad juju that we'll get. So, let's set this up. Now, I don't really know which floor to do all of this on. I was kind of thinking the bottom floor, but I was thinking, well, I'm going to be doing all of the stuff up here anyway, aren't I? Placing it up on the top level. So it's probably best that we do it up here to start. So let's throw down our Alchemical Furnace and our Alembic. And out of my Alembic, I want to grab myself some of these. No, I don't know if that's going to... Yeah, that's going to be fine. Good stuff. And we'll have this come out and go into a jar, and I'm probably going to move the jars around. Now, these are really iffy because they only do one thing at a time, and you can only have one thing getting sucked through them at a time, one type of Essentia, and they're really, really easy to clog up, which you do not want to happen. So you've got to kind of watch out for that, but it does work. You'll see that that's going in there. We should have our warded jar doing its thing as the herba kind of goes up, but here we go. We've already got our first little blockage, and unfortunately this isn't the kind of thing that can really be helped. But you can see that we've got 8 in there, 9 in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this all cook up first, and then we'll take our types out, because that's probably a much better way of doing it. There we go. We've got 13 of that, so I'm going to remove you, and we'll pop down this one. There we go. Get all of that good stuff going in there. And if we were to use all of the different types of tubes and the restriction tubes, we could set this up quite easily so that we can do it all without having to replace the warded jars. But as I'm not planning on actually using any of that stuff, I'm not going to make it. So there we go, we've got that. Let's get all of that in there, like that. That'll give us some additional herba, which is cool. So we got some herba, we got some aqua. Now let's throw in our next one. So we're going to want to cook up some of our trapdoors or our mossy cobble. Let's go with our mossy cobble. Throw a little bit more coal in there. The good thing is you don't need a great deal of coal, which is nice to be able to do this. But once I've got my alchemy golem, we won't need any of these tubes, which is awesome. And I really like the idea of having little guys run around doing stuff. I just don't know what it is. I just think it's really cool and fun to see them running around, scuttling and moving all their little bits and bobs around. I think it's so cool. So alright, we've got loads of air in there. So let's pop that down and we'll get ourselves a buttload of air. Brilliant. And you can also see all the aspects in here as well. So the alembic itself, or the furnace, actually does hold a load of aspect in it, which is good. So we've got 15 of that in there, so let's switch you out and do that. Cool. And I'm pretty much going to do this for all of these, including the trapdoors. So let me do all of this and we will be back. Alright, so I've got all of the Essentia that I need jarred up over at the area. Now we need to make our original core. So we're going to need to make ourselves a core first, and then we can turn it into the one that we actually want. So we're going to throw in some sugarcane, and we're going to get loads of rubbish from this. And our golem animation core. Bam, gives me my golem for decanting. And we're going to have to get rid of this, and we're probably going to get a load of rubbish all over the place again. So I'm going to get my dirt ready for this. Oh no, we're good. Oh, look at him going off down into his little golem's cave to go get some water. I love it. It'll come up and fill that up. Great. Alright, so we got that. Now we're going to need the rest of the bits. So we need a water jar, and we need ourselves, I think it's 3 bottled water. There we go. Yeah, let's have a quick look. So alchemy is 3 bottles of water and a watered jar. And then we need all of these, 15 of each type. So I think we've got all of this ready. Now, I would like to go find a slime chunk. I think that's something I'm going to do between this and the next episode, so that I can get myself some labels. Because these alchemy golems work a little bit better with labels. They still work perfectly fine, but obviously if you use labels, then you can tell them where exactly you want stuff to put. If not, they'll put it just into adjacent jars. So, let's set this up. So we're going to want you there. And we need to try and keep this, again, as close to being even as we can. Luckily, we've got 4 objects, so we should be pretty good. So I can put 1 there, I can put 1 there, and then we'll pop 1 there. And we'll put a wooded jar there. There we go. And you see they're both, all of these are perfectly symmetrical with their counterparts. So that should do the trick there. Now we do need our Essentia. This is going to be the first test to see if I've made this to scale correctly without having to have stuff kind of pouring out all over the place. So we need our motors. So I'll pop our motors, I don't know, here. And we needed some placarded here. Brilliant. And was it Aqua? I think it's Aqua was the other one we needed, wasn't it? Cantio and Aqua, yeah. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to test these on different sides because I want to see if I've got this the right... if I've made this the right size. Hopefully I have. Alright, there we go. So, time of truth. Let's go down and give it a slap and see if it works. Hopefully as well I've got enough stuff around to stop any instability that we might have. Alright. You start doing your thing. I'm going to run up here and watch. And yeah, look, there we go. It's pulling out of there. Pulling out of there. Brilliant. Cool, so I did get this just the right size. So we can have all jars and things around here. It's going to look amazing once we've got them all there. And it's going to go eat itself a wooded jar. Have a couple of bottles of water. And that should hopefully give us our decanting golem. Hey, there we go. One alchemy thingamabob. Brilliant. So, now that we've got that, we should be fairly set for setting all of this up. Now, when we've got one of these guys, it just makes it so much easier because we don't have to worry about anything. Well, we don't even have to make any more alembics if we don't want to, because it'll still work just as fast with one alembic compared to having millions of alembics. It really doesn't make a difference. We had more golems than we could probably do with more alembics, but yeah. Now, I think I made some more golems already. I did. I would like to get myself a census upgrade, I think. So let's have a quick look-see at the census upgrade. I don't think it's going to show me the recipe, is it? No. Alright, let's have a look in here. So we're going to need golems. And we want census. So it's gold around a water shard. Brilliant. I'll grab you. Get some more gold. There we go. And make one of you. Brilliant. And my golden wand. Cool, so now we've got this all set up. We are ready to start, you know, making loads and loads of cool things. I think what I'm going to do as well is I'll show you guys how this little guy works. So let's take some more sugar canes, you know, stuff that we know we've already got. So sugar canes, oak wood, stuff like that. And some coal. Brilliant. And once we've got ourselves our labels, we can actually set a good room up. With all the different areas labelled off, we can get a void jar so that any of the additional aspects that we get voided, or what I'm planning to do is any additional aspects that we don't need to get thrown into the crystallizers. So we'll always have like one jar of most things and then the rest gets crystallized. That's kind of the plan. Now we'll grab you. Very much. And this guy. I'm really, really pleased that this actually worked. I was so scared that it wouldn't do anything, but I think we're okay. Alright, so we got our Motus. I'll pop you down. And I think that's pretty much it. Alright, so we'll put you on there. Give you an upgrade. Give you this one. There we go. We're going to tell you where to go. So, there we are. So you can see that he's currently bound to the Alchemical Furnace. And if you have more of the alembics on it, he'll reach up through the alembics, so you don't have to worry about giving him extra height to get to it. And he basically works his way down through the alembics. But bear in mind that the Alchemical Furnace holds the stuff in there, and he can only work so fast. So with one golem, you only really need one alembic. You don't need any more than that, because he can only go so fast at taking stuff out of there. If you add more, then you could probably use more golems. But yeah, now that we got him set, we need to tell him where to put the stuff. So we're going to tell him to put it in here. You don't need to specify each one of these, because what he'll do is as long as each one of these is next to each other, he'll recognise all of them. So this one here is recognised to these two, and then these two recognise these ones. So as long as I keep it in a straight row, he'll know that what we're talking about. Although if I put this one there, he won't recognise that one because it's not a part of the line. So you've got to bear that in mind when doing it. So let's give him a test and see if he's good to go. And I'm going to remove these because we shouldn't need these anymore. Good stuff. Let's throw some of you in there. Cool, cool. And there he goes. Look at him with his little wadded jar. What a guy. So he'll go around, fill all that up for us. Like a little star. Doing his thing. You can see at the minute we've got herber in there, so he's going to drain the herber out of there first, and then he'll move on to whatever's next. But you can see what I mean, he can only work so fast, so by having more alembics there, he would still be doing it at the same speed, so there's really no more need to have more alembics, unless you have more golems. If you have more golems, they'll be able to pull out faster, won't they? So you'll make your way through the aspects getting burnt up faster, but I quite like that little setup. Obviously, if you wanted faster golems, we could make some actual faster golems by giving some upgrades and things, but I'm quite happy with the speed that he does stuff. So you can see now he's got to a point where he doesn't know what to do with it, because we haven't got any things down that hold the aqua, because that's aqua he's got in there. So we need to place a new jar down. Now I do want to test something. I want to see, because I know they'll work in a line, but I'd like to see if he can place above as well. And he can. Brilliant. So he'll do that for us. He'll go place all of that in there. So if he hasn't got a jar to put it into, he'll just kind of stand still. And if there is a jar spare, he'll place it inside that jar. So that's kind of why it's handy to have labels, because that way you can label everything and you'll know where all of the types of Essentia are. If you don't have labels in there, he'll just go to any jar he can get his little mitts on and put it in there. Whereas if there's a label on there, he won't be able to put it in there. So if I had a label on this jar here that had nothing in it, but I had a label for arbor on there, he wouldn't be able to put any arbor in there because the jar says no. I think the plan's going to be to have one of pretty much every type, maybe two of each type, and then everything else going into Essentia crystallizers, turning it back into crystallized crystals. And then that way, if we need one of type of Essentia, instead of having to look for our book to find out which item carries that type, we can just put the crystals and burn them back up and then get the golems to do the thing for us. But you see what I mean about how this is pretty easy? We don't need big intricate systems of things. We use golems. So much better. I think he's done. Yeah, he's done. Good times. Alright guys, well that's going to be that for today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've got our goleming ready. I'm going to go and work on this place, get it much bigger. Probably make a load more of these, get a few more furnaces down, a few more golems up and running, doing their thing. And we should be back in the next episode to sort our wand upgrade out. Maybe make ourselves some fancy footwear. And possibly some cool tools. Yes, it's all going to be pretty much about all of this tomorrow, or in the next episode. So I'm looking forward to it. We should be able to get some pretty funky gear. But there we go. So if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to drop a like. If you're new to the channel, I urge you to subscribe for more awesome content. Have yourself a great day. Have a good one, as always. And goodbye.